Hello everybody. In this session, we shall see why in our examination some questions are difficult, right? So, have a look at this diagram. For simplicity, I have called this as a PVN model of question paper. Now, whatever our teacher teaches in the class, that knowledge, let us imagine it is like this circle. Circle means it is the domain, or this much knowledge is given by our teacher in your classroom. It may be high school, college, or whatever it is. So, this is the domain of our knowledge given to us by our teacher, right? So, after teaching, generally teacher tells you that now you solve these numericals or these exercises, read this reference book or whatever other material he has supplied, or make the practice of this, or there is one more reference, go through it, or watch this YouTube video or something like this. Means that teacher's advice is to understand it better as well as to increase your knowledge. So whatever your knowledge imparted by your teacher in the classroom, this is like some part, or imagine it is like the circle, means this much knowledge is given to you by your teacher. Now look at this diagram. Now whatever efforts that student is taking, depending upon his efforts, his knowledge domain, means that small circle becomes the big circle. Now how much big it is, it depends upon that student or whatever teacher has guided him. Means more exercises, some more reading, or making practice, or finding some other references, or solving previous question papers, etc., etc. So that his knowledge domain now increases, it becomes the bigger circle. Now of course there are some limitations depending upon the time available and the resources available, students capacity, and then memory, retention in the memory, etc., etc. But retention in the memory, in the sense that many students tell me that, sir, I have done that, but now I don't remember it. Means you have not done the proper repetition or enough repetition, and the repetition should be spaced repetition. Means after some days you have to again recollect from your memory, or you have to go through it. Or some students solve numericals. Teacher said that, well, there are some 10 numericals, solve it. Then some student solve only 1 or 2, and then rest of the things they ignore. No, this should not be done. Then you are that domain of knowledge, means that circle, outer circle will be smaller one. Now, when that student appears for the exam, what happens is this. Now look at this diagram. Some questions in that question paper, say for example A, C, E, this I am taking only the representation, are based on the knowledge given by the teacher or whatever the classroom knowledge. So if you confine, means that student confines his study up to that only, then he can solve these questions A, C, E, etc. Now those who have taken more efforts, they can solve the question B, F, etc. Why? Because they are outside that domain and they have taken the efforts, therefore they can solve these questions F, B, etc. Now suppose the student have taken less efforts, then that question D is outside his knowledge domain, or he cannot solve it. Then he say that no, it is too difficult. Now there are some questions which are still far away. For example, that question G. So if your knowledge domain, if you are increased on your own, now how to increase it? Just now I told you. solve the exercises as whatever prescribed by your teacher or that textbook. Solve the numericals. Numerical in the sense especially for the science engineering students where they are supposed to solve the numericals. Then previous question papers plus reference reading plus for deep understanding you have to watch some videos, etc. Means these are the various means by way of which you can increase that your knowledge, increase that domain of your knowledge and make it bigger and bigger and bigger. Then you can cover all these questions. Now you can understand in your exam some questions you feel that it is simple. No, it is not simple. That question paper is designed in such a way that it tests your knowledge, whether you have taken enough efforts or not. It may happen that some questions are really difficult, means ordinary student, means normal student who has even taken lot of efforts cannot solve it. These questions are there for extremely bright or intelligent student. They may be far away from this G also. But forget, that is the exceptional case. And in general, in any exam, there are some options. So you can put that question for option. But not all for option. Means if you put this G, D, F, B for option, then you will be in trouble or you may not get the desired percentage or the result or your grade, etc. So you have to increase your that domain of knowledge to reasonably well. Means you have to cover maximum whatever you can do. Now you will understand in your examination or that question paper why some questions you feel that they are difficult or tough. So they are not difficult or tough. These questions are set in such a fashion that your examiner or that entire examination system or question paper system tests the knowledge of the students or the efforts of the student. And some questions are there, they have not appeared in the previous papers, etc. Means that student is supposed to use his knowledge on that spot or on that moment, apply his intelligence and solve it like that. And some students say that, this kind of questions have not appeared in the previous question paper. Yes, it may happen. But using your intelligence, you have to solve it. And how you can use your intelligence, provided you have increased your domain of the knowledge to certain extent, then only you can solve it. So now henceforth, there should not be question in your mind that why some questions appears difficult or tough in the exam and one cannot solve it, right? So my many students ask this question, where many students ask me, sir, question paper was very easy. Then I laugh. I say that no, question paper is as it is. For some student it may be difficult, for some student it may be simple or solvable, etc. Right? So try to understand this model. Of course, this is the general one, and moral of this is that you have to increase your domain of knowledge. Then only you can expect good marks or good grades, right? So in this session we will stop here.